SportsBuff.com.
Hey, I'm Billy Tews from Sanford, North Carolina. This is my second trip to Vegas for the SportsBuff Fantasy Baseball League, and I was fortunate enough to win last time, and I intend to win again this time. I guess in terms of strategy going into the season this year, early in the season, the salary's kind of low, so you end up trying to make sure you get the most value. I'm a sketch guy. I like to compare the salary versus projected output, and then I just pick the best value I can at each position and hope I got enough salary to cover it all. Later in the year, after we have some upgrades, I'm able to pick players that I think are going to do well, and I don't spend as much time worrying about value as I do players that are going to play 7 games or other features like that. Make sure the pitchers are going to pitch twice during the season, and make sure that there's not going to be any injuries, or look at things like that. And so I do say that I really enjoy playing SportsBuff. I think it's one of the premier sports fantasy baseball leagues going, and it's something I really enjoy. I'm happy to be in Vegas, and I plan on winning this thing. I'm a little bit lucky.
Chad Baltz from Owasso, Oklahoma. It's my third year of SportsBuff Baseball. I won it 2 years ago. Last year I finished third after drafting first, and this year I draft second. So thanks to SportsBuff for my yearly trip to Vegas. It's been great. This year, 4 good teams, including my favorite team, the Yankees, which makes it tougher as far as drafting. Though they are the favorites, and I likely will have a handful of Yankees on my team. But this year I think anyone can win it, including the Angels. As far as the National League teams, the Dodgers, I had a lot of Dodgers last year, and they didn't do so well. It's the rematch of the Dodgers-Phillies. This year I still think the Dodgers are going to win. I hope to have some Dodgers on my team, but we'll just have to see how the draft goes.
I'm James Pollock from Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm in charge of Club 47. I've been playing SportsBuff for over a decade, SportsBuff Baseball. Love it, love everything about it, and I just want to say thanks to JT for putting everything on there. And this is my second year in a row coming out here to Vegas for the Final Four, so hopefully I'm going to take it down this year. My strategy this year is that I'm on my knees praying that Chase Utley falls to me at number 3, because I really want to take him this year, and I really think the Phillies are going to go back-to-back. That's plain and simple what I think is going to happen. I don't know what I'm going to do as far as the American League goes. It's going to be a toss-up. I may take guys from both teams, but I'm really backing the Phillies, so that's the majority of my picks.
My name is Rick Adelstein. My team name is I Have No Chance. And I picked that name because I've been doing fantasy football and baseball for several years and never thought I'd ever have a chance. I kind of watched the guys. It took me a while to figure out the system, but it's kind of addicting. It's a great setup that Jeff has. Pat does a great job. I really enjoy it, and if nothing else, the entertainment value is definitely worth it. I was able to get in this year, my first year in baseball, and I had the 4th pick, which I wish I had a higher pick, but at least there's a little less pressure, so if I make some bad picks, it's not quite as critical. I hope I can do well this year. I don't know how I'll do, but I think this year the teams are pretty close. The Yankees, I think, have the best advantage in making 2 World Series, so I imagine those will be a lot of Yankee players will be picked. But my strategy probably would be to just see if I can get a couple good positions where there's some key elite players, if possible. Maybe pick them a little bit earlier than they normally would go, just to have some of those. And hope the other guys all do well, and it should be a good year.